So let's say you've got some pretty hot temperatures. Here we've got a high of 46 today and a low of 31. And you want to survive without air conditioning. So basically at night, during the cooler phases, the best time to air out at night. To cool it down is between 5 and 7 a.m. generally, sometimes at 4 a.m. Depends on where you are. And basically, it's good to have a fan and suck the air in from one side, if that's the coolest air on that side, or turn the fan around and push the air to the outside if the cooler air is on that side. To test it all out, you basically need, it's good to have a lot of these little thermometers so you can measure off where it's cooler. You can check out the weather report, and the weather report will tell you what temperature you've got outside right now. And then you can also measure the other side of the house, depending if that's or the other side of your apartment. If it's a hallway, then you got to see where the airflow is coldest on what side, and you want to pump that air inside the apartment during the coolest phases of the night, which is usually between 4 and 7 a.m. All right. So you blow that air into the apartment for a couple of hours and try to cool it down a little bit. Which I've done here before was 32.6. Now I've got 32.4, so it's cooling down a little bit already. So that's what you got to do at night. Just fan the coldest air in, and then so then during the daytime, as soon as the temperature starts warming up again above your room temperature, it doesn't help you to air out anymore because your outside air is warmer. So what I've got here is some baking paper on the window with aluminum foil behind that, and then another sheet of baking paper, and that makes it look white from the outside rather than silver, just because if you just have aluminum foil and the sun reflects off that, it'll reflect back out to the street and look weird. So the baking paper works quite nicely, and so got that on there staying, and then some water bottles will prevent your shelf from getting too hot. Then here I've got a piece of plywood, and then a blackout curtain, and then just a regular curtain. And you shut all that down, and you leave it totally shut and totally dark after around 7 or 8 or 9 in the morning, and you just keep it completely closed all day long. That's the only way to prevent the temperature from rising inside the room during the daytime with no air conditioner. It won't cool you down, but at least it'll prevent it from getting hotter. So that's pretty hot, the high today, 46. With a low of 31, you've got hardly any chances of actually cooling down, but maybe a little bit. Usually it's not, the low is not quite that high. You know, if you've got a low of 28 degrees, maybe you can chill it down a little bit. So let's check out what 46 degrees Celsius is. 46 Celsius is 114.8 Fahrenheit. So almost 115 Fahrenheit is the high today. That's the room temperature, where I had it 33. Which is around 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's 32.4. Main thing is to air out at night and then totally shut down the windows during the day. And do not cook. I eat granola and salads and things like that. To avoid cooking, and because the cooking will create heat inside the apartment. And you got to start doing that from the very beginning of the hot season, because at the start of the hot season, I had a room temperature around 29 average, 29 to 30. And then it climbed, because I didn't do it, started soon enough. The room temperature climbed from 29 to 30 to 30 to 31, and then from 31 to 32, and from 32 now it's a low of 32, high of 33. And then you can't get it back down again. So you got to start doing that right from the beginning and totally shut down the windows at night and air out as much as you totally shut down the windows in the daytime in terms of airflow and in terms of light. Close the windows and block them off all day long, starting at around 7 or 8 in the morning, best. And then at night when it's cooler, then you air out as much as you can. You can support that with a fan. Blow cold air in. But you only want to do that when it's actually cooler outside than inside. Because 11 o'clock at night, it might still be hotter out there. You might have 95 outside still, and only 90 inside. So you gotta wait till the outside temperature goes below your inside room temperature, and then start airing out like crazy. Little side note tips: put some cold water in your thermos. You put the cold water in the thermos, it stays nice and cool in there for a while. Cool it down, fill up the thermos with water, and you don't have to open the fridge as much. Definitely always wash with cold water. You don't need hot water to wash. Use LED lighting. Taking quick showers helps. It's LED lighting. Okay, you guys, I gotta admit, I couldn't take it anymore. Because we're only in June right now. July and August are the hottest months, obviously.